So who am I? Well, my name's Karlos. I'm a builder, not Bob. Let's talk about Australia and the population growth. We have a massive issue with housing at the moment. I have had people knock on my door begging to help them get a rental property, which I actually did help these people out. And I will do a video about that another time. But it is hit crisis point, and I don't think we see it because most of us who we got our own rental or we got our own house, we live in it, we don't see the struggle. But you go out and try and find a rental property at the moment. It is crisis mode. What has happened is we've had a whole lot of things all come at once. We've got interest rates high. We've got people struggling financially. We've got rents going crazy. They are going up and up and up. We've got the VBA changing rules on making it a lot harder for people to renovate their own properties, bring in the 7-star rating as well, which makes it more expensive to build homes. We also have the Real Estate Institute, whatever it is, that they've just made it super hard for investors. I know personally of mass exodus of investors in Victoria who are they're moving to New South Wales or Queensland. They're going to where it's easier because, we've got land tax. It's just hit crisis point. What I've found though is that also there's always positives and negatives. Now the positive is there's not many investors investing in Victoria. We have massive high rents, and I think that's all of Australia though. And what it means is there's more opportunity. Yes, it's harder. It's harder to be a landlord. It is harder with the rental laws. It is harder for the building and renovation laws. But that's where people like myself, who has the builder's license, can actually come in and help renovate the properties to suit. If you want to renovate properties to sell, you've got to make sure you've got everything covered. You've got to make sure you've got the right trades in. You've got to make sure you've got your warranties, insurances, and all of your sign-offs and so on. That has made it a lot hard. Your mum and dad investors are now struggling in Victoria. That has made it extremely hard because there's not many people doing it and they're dropping out. And it means that there's not as many rentals on the market, which means rent prices have gone up crazy. There's not as many properties getting put on the market for rent. But that is also an opportunity, isn't it? If rental properties are in massive high demand, then you can easily rent out a property and you can get a high amount for it. It is not, and I have expressed this before, we do not just fix rental properties. We create them. Now, there are ways to be able to create rental properties that you're actually able to have it positively geared. It's hard, and there is no easy formula. You've got to actually look at the property itself, the area itself, what rentals you can get. You need to research and find out exactly how do you transform this property into being positively geared. What I've found is it is a process. But when you have support and help, and if you can get other people to team up with you, then you can make it happen. So for an example, if you can pick up, and there's lots of properties around like this, even though if you're in Melbourne, you'd be like, what are you talking about? But there are, and I'm talking about within, and this is where I am, within an hour's drive of Melbourne, you can pick up a property. We're actually looking at one at the moment for under 200,000. That property, once it's finished, will be worth 450,000. So there's a lot of work, like beef in there. Now, the renovation itself is going to be about 100,000, but that leaves you 100,000 in equity in the property, or 150,000 around that, and you get high rental returns. So let's say it only costs you 350,000, but now you're getting 500, maybe more dollars a week rent. Now you're almost, if not, positively geared. Now, if you understand investments, positive geared properties means you can do it again. It means it's not taking money from you. Now, it is the ultimate dream of investors to consistently get positive geared properties. In this market, it is actually possible, even with high mortgages and high interest rates. It just takes a lot of work. Each property may take 6 months of work to create it into what you want it to be. We have many different, or I have many different ways of doing that, and you've got to do it to suit the property. There is no one size fits all. You can't just go, I'm just going to do this on every property. It's all going to be the same. You've got to make every single property unique so that it is positive geared. And it is a challenge. It takes a lot of focus, a lot of energy, a lot of thinking, a lot of research, but that's what I do. So if you're looking at exiting the Victorian rental property market, if you don't want to be an investor in Victoria, like for sure, do it, because it is pretty hard here. But if you're interested in capitalizing on the amazing ability we have at the moment, where we don't have many investors buying, and we do have high rents, we can actually go do really well in this market. So before you jump out and say, throw your hands up and say we can't do it, ask yourself the question, how can I turn this property into positive gear? How can I create an amazing investment? It's going to take hard work, but if you're looking for other investors to team up with and pull up with, let us know. That's what we do. If you're looking for a builder, that's what I do. If you're looking for advice on how to do it, if you want to own a builder, or if you want a builder just to come in and do it all, that's what I do. So let me know. Just a quick thing on the Victorian property market. Hopefully it helps you.